humanities case study, Santa Claus, Father Christmas. Today is the 23rd of December. December. This is supposed to be the day the sun in Europe has gotten to its lowest. It's going to be there until the 25th, or it will start to rise on the 24th. There are experts in that field, but this Christmas has got to do with astrological effects. The Son of God, the S-O-N juxtaposed S-U-N, 3 M's, missionaries, merchants, mercenaries, or in maybe our experience, the missionaries, the mercenaries, then the merchants. First, you are convinced to believe, and if you do not believe, you'll be brutalized by the mercenaries. So the missionary will come and convince you to believe. If you don't believe, you revolt. You are a witch. You're anti. You're against us. You're an infidel, a pagan, a non-us. And unchosen. Many are called, but only a few are chosen. Capitalism. So you see, merchants and the missionaries have this dance. And you see it now, Santa Claus, created by Coca-Cola. They say, with the red and the white and the amount of liquefied candy that we consume in commemoration to these recent pagan emulgations, backed and sanctified by the missionaries, the church, legitimized by the government, the military. It's a holiday, whether you like it or not. Whether you're a pagan, it's a holiday. Business, the merchants shut down. The factories shut down. The slave mill shuts down. Whether you like it or not. Whether you believe or you don't believe. The merchants, the missionaries have made way for each other in a way that for us is like, but that one is overdressed. It's too hot here. And very soon, rabbits don't make eggs. And the 3 days is the 23rd, 24th, 25th. Then the Son of God, the S-O-N juxtaposed S-U-N, rises. Where? We are in South Africa. Okay. Santa Claus on a sledge. There's no ice over here at this time. You see, African youth, humanities, African youth, we have to ask these questions. Or if we don't give a damn, our children, now that we are at parenting age, our children are going to ask those questions. They're going to look for heroes. They're going to look for sense. They're going to look for sense. Our development will come with us growing up, getting off the lap of the white man who's supposed to not, let us not be racial about it, but the system, or this infantile position, this infantile consumption without examination, and then entitlement, and then reinforcement, and then traditions, imported, unexamined traditions. Currently studying Prof. Tembe, Dr. Tembe's work, Dr. Paul Tembe's work. I don't want to misrepresent his work, I'm still examining it. But he argues vehemently for a usable, practical form, the practice of Ubuntu. And our elders are now, it's now safe, our elders are coming out and they're starting to teach. Shout out to our teachers for unpopular opinion. Our teachers are coming out. The message is starting to land. The Umuntu has an isintu, has a way of being. There's a practice, there's a responsibility to being a human, to being, if we are not going to party and we are going to celebrate, and if we are going to party, then do whatever we do. We make love and we multiply. Those children need a place. They need heroes. They need inspiration. They need science. They need sense. Sense. It is the problem now. Is not. Another shout out to an elder whose work I'm studying, Baba Kaba Kamene, Dr. Kaba, Prof. Kaba Kamene, and also a lot of our teachers have emphasized that we are at a point. That is why now the infantilization. We are at a point now. We are not. Our problem is not maths. I'm paraphrasing. Our problem is not an understanding of maths and physics. Our problem is an understanding of ourselves. And an understanding of oneself comes with questioning that which seems obvious. Those obvious conclusions, that those things that we think that we have accepted. Now that's the thing about these three M's, the psychological impact of these three M's. The three M, the missionary will come as they said free will. It's funny. Adam and Eve had free will. Adam and Eve supposedly had free will. An elder asked, shout out to another teacher whose work I'm studying, Fred Zano. The word free will, free from what? And if now you are saying I must do this, and if I don't, I'm going to ban forever, while the rest of my family will be celebrating. If the rest of my family makes it, if the number is not limited, will be celebrating while I'm frying forever for thinking, for questioning, or for maybe eating in that case a fruit. And by the way, just a side note, Adam and Eve were told if they eat the fruit of knowledge, they would die. They didn't. They did eat the fruit, but they didn't die. But you see, that's the beauty of humanities. We come out and we can come out. That's why religious studies is in our department, you see, because you can listen the same line, same verse, and you can go to 3 different churches and you'll get 3 different interpretations of the same verse. It suits the environment. Nothing wrong with that. We had your Martin Luther Kings, we had your Ned Turners, we had sometimes Bob Desmond Tutu, who, and a lot of Christian religious revolutionaries, but we're able to interpret. So whatever it is that we do, we ought to redefine and interpret it to our advantage, or as our elders say, or throw it in the trash can of history. That is why I'm saying now, Santa Claus, he needs a wardrobe change. It's too hot. At least on this side. On this side of town. Because that old man is suffocating. No wonder he's laughing like that. We don't. Yeah, we. Over here. That's a choking man. That's a suffocating man. He's being burdened by all these entitled children. You want with rights come responsibilities. We want to sit on a lap and have a wish list. And we need to question things. We have to redefine and re-explain them. And rewrite, retell them in a way that makes sense, in a way that builds the Africa that we want. The 3 M's. We need to examine anything that comes to us and in how we can use it. Because we need to create things. We need to create a story, a mighty story. We need to invent things. Europe is having problems. Our European cousins having problems now because we've gotten so comfortable with financial speculation that you two cousins are not now inventing new things. Our American cousins, they are doing well in innovation. Our Chinese cousins, they are just, you gotta give it up to our Asian cousins. Our Asian cousins, give it up. We must just give it up. They're doing very, very well. Africa, we have to now take some reins. We have to start to master certain things. we've shown our prowess on the dance floors, the sport fields. It's time now do we cultivate a culture, who we are, a practical Ubuntu. Isintu is, yes, the customs, the spiritual aspect of it. Yes, I am, because, well, I will misinterpret this. Forgive me. But an Umuntu has Isintu. Isintu is my way of being. It's the things that I must do. What I'm arguing for, without misinterpreting this thing too long, right, is that the Ubuntu, there's the moral aspect of Ubuntu, then there's the responsibility, the practical aspect of Ubuntu, the things that we must do beyond just identity, or to reinforce that identity, something to be proud of, something our children can be proud of, they can use. And we have to get to build the Africa that we want. Santa Claus, Coca-Cola, liquefied candy, wishful dreams, those that come overdressed, out of sync. For us to behave, we must now behave. You see, we are forced into a situation where we must sit on laps and ask. And wish. And you're going to argue that there is no psychological. If I'm going to say it's either, if you have free will, and another elder of mine, Frank Zano, would ask, free from what? But you have free will, and yet if you go against this certain way, you will ban. You'll ban like the Palestinians. You'll ban like the women in Darfur. You'll be demonized like the Africans in the Sahel. Our brothers and sisters in Haiti. The youth of Kenya. How are we exposed to commercialism, but we cannot commerce? We cannot buy. We can barely even sell. You get to sell. You get to determine. Someone gets to determine what we buy, when we buy, and they sell. Whether it be a man around, and it's not now to blame them. It is to say, what then do we do? And it's not to say we must care. It's What about the children that we're making in these parties when we're drunk? When we're drunk and partying, it's okay. We do that, but babies come out of every time we get together, every time we dance, every time we throw in that black magic. Generations, other nations come out of that every time. You know, the sweet black woman gets on the dance floor, and the black men get together. Generations, every day, every December, you know, sbaningi, which is good, but are we to watch these children blow up? Is that what are we setting them up for? The elders keep questioning, keep asking, what are we setting them up for? What are we setting them up for? Messiah, the nephews and nieces, what have we got for them? We got freedom. We got freedom from your Solomon Mashangus. Julius, we thank you. Mbuya Nahanda. We the Badiza. Known, all known and unknown. Sojourner Truth. We got political liberation. Ours is economic liberation. Therefore, if you're an engineer, if you're a teacher, you're a nurse, it's time to start asking the question, what kind of hospital, what kind of school, what kind of bridge do I want to leave behind for these young ones? What are they going to say about those they come out of? What about this generation, our generation? When do we take responsibility? Yes, we party well, we dress well, we blow well, flex angatis patama billion. And our music is nice, our ladies are nice, everything is nice in this, well, for some of us, because we're unequal. For a lot of us, it's a show. A lot of us actually are seeing through a lot. So, but because we've got this, it's our that pride, as bonus nyembes. Yes, into men, well, yes, don't there's that not showing of tears. What about the next generation? You can't say you don't give a fuck while you're fucking. You don't give a fuck, but you fucking.